Now we conclude the public comment section, and we ask that you please open agenda item number 1.
Number 1, adopt a proclamation observing the first Saturday of every November as Harvey E. Miller Day of Service.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Will you please read the proclamation?
Proclamation observing the first Saturday of every November as Harvey E. Miller Day of Service. Whereas the Dunbar Heritage Association, the Miller family, and Hays County will observe the first Saturday of every November as a day of service in honor of trailblazer, civil rights hero, community builder, youth worker, and historian Harvey E. Miller, the good-looking fella, in recognition of his 54 years of service to the Hays County community. And whereas Harvey Edward Ursi Miller was born on November 4, 1929 in Rocky Hollow outside of Georgetown, Texas, the oldest of 10 children born to Frank and Elnora Sedgwick Miller, and Harvey accepted Jesus as his Lord and Savior at a young age, although he was renowned as a prankster among his family and friends. And whereas this exceptional citizen attended the Carver School in Georgetown and married his high school sweetheart, Ara Bell Jefferson, on July 7, 1948, and they brought into this world 4 beloved daughters, Crystal, Chris, and Linda, both now deceased, Mitty or Kathy, and Tricia. And whereas Harvey Miller and his family moved to San Marcos in 1966, where he had a distinguished career at Gary Job Corps Center for more than 35 years until his retirement, and Arabelle Miller was the first African-American nurse at the Hays County Health Department. And whereas Mr. Miller started a group called the Bridge Builders to improve race relations in the late 1960s and to transform the old Dunbar school site, the Negro School, into a park and recreation center and became its first director. Whereas Harvey Miller initiated the annual Juneteenth celebration commemorating the freeing of Texas slaves in 1865, he also helped Hays County residents understand and appreciate the significant contributions and legacy of African American citizens in our community and across Texas through his dedication, wisdom, and courage to speak his mind. And whereas this wonderful citizen is known for his support for the Greater Bethel Baptist Church, and as founder of the Dunbar Heritage Association, was the recipient in 2008 Spirit of San Marcos Award and named Outstanding Senior Volunteer by the San Marcos Senior Citizen Advisory Board. And whereas Deacon Harvey Miller, age 90, went to be with the Lord on September 1st, 2020, he passed away peacefully in his San Marcos home surrounded by family and friends. Whereas now the extended family and friends of Harvey Miller will celebrate his 92nd birthday on Thursday, November 4th, 2021, to honor this exceptional leader, father, grandfather, and great-grandfather. Now therefore be it resolved that the Hays County Commissioners Court does hereby proclaim the first Saturday of every November as Harvey E. Miller Day of Service, and call upon the citizens of Hays County to recognize the immeasurable contributions of this highly esteemed citizen and honor him by serving the community. Adopted this, the second day of November, 2021.
We have a motion, we have a second. Any additional comments before we call the roll, and then we'll open the podium.
Yeah, Judge, I'll just say that I truly do miss Harvey coming into our Commissioner's Court as he would do every so often and enlightening this court. He was really a joy to have and to know, and I'm glad I was able to know him and just happy that we were able to recognize him in this small manner. So thank y'all for being here.
I just, like Commissioner Inglesby said, I'm glad I got to know him. I got to know him when I was in the county judge's office. He would come in a few times a year, and I was always a fascinating man to know, and I think this is a great honor for him and his family.
Well said. Dr. Cardenas, please call the roll.
Commissioner Schell,
Yes.
Commissioner Jones,
Yes.
Commissioner Smith,
Yes.
Commissioner Inglesby,
Yes.
Judge Becerra.
Yes, we must celebrate those people influencing our communities in a positive manner. And now, we've passed the vote. I'd like to see if someone from that group would like to take the podium and say a few words. And then, of course, come up for a pick.
Good
morning, Commissioners Court.
Morning.
And thank you, Debbie Inglesby, for supporting, and the Commissioners Court for supporting this day of service. The first day of service is going to be November 6th. The first thing that we're going to do in honor of this day of service is we're going to do a cleanup day. We've collaborated with the City of San Marcos Parks and Rec Department, and we're going to join them for the hotspot cleanup, and they're going to do that with us. So for those of you who want to participate for the hotspot cleanup in honor of Mr. Miller, it's going to be, we're going to meet at the Eddie Durham Park at 8:45, November 6th, Saturday morning. And then we're going to clean up the Dunbar neighborhood from 9 to 11. There will be a small reception afterwards. We'll meet back at the Cephas House, and we'll have cake and sweet treats and coffee and water, and share a few words and information about Mr. Miller for those of you who, there's so many people that knew him, but for people who don't know him, to just remind people and to keep his legacy alive and give people the opportunity to share their memories and their thoughts like you guys have already done this morning. So if I could have members of the Dunbar Heritage Association stand. So like I said, if you would love to join us, we'd love to have you as the first cleanup. He was the first park director after the Negro School was transformed into the Park and Recs Department building that we see now. So he was the building director. So what a better way to honor him than by doing a cleanup. And he was known around town as the little old man that would clean up and recycle cans and pick up cans and stop and have a conversation with any stranger in City Park. So we want to honor him in this way for the first time.
Thank you so much for those comments. And we'd like to give an opportunity for a picture after our commissioner.
I just wanted to say, this is a countywide proclamation. I would love to take the time after we're done today. There's a number of volunteer organizations that do cleanups and those kind of things in both Kyle, Buda, as well as Dripping Springs, that in the future, I would love to have an opportunity for all of us to sit down and truly coordinate this as a countywide effort. And bring what y'all have been able to do here to the rest of the county, because I know those other organizations are out there doing it. I went to Texas A&M, as did Commissioner Shell, and the biggest event they have every year is a community-wide cleanup called the Big Event. They have thousands of volunteers, and they were able to do that by coordinating with all of the individual nonprofits and student organizations in that community. I would love to have the opportunity to have signups and do those kind of things on a countywide basis. So I would appreciate a follow-up with you.
Oh, absolutely.
And that's great that he brings that up, because we have, as well as Bobcats, we have Bobcat Build.
Right.
So very good, always. Anything we can do as a community to come together. I am just open heart, and I hear the commissioner's same tone, because we are littered with division, we are littered with animosity, we are littered with tensions that 9 times out of 10 we don't agree with, but it's in our face, causing tension and nervousness, and some people don't handle stress as well as we would like to. And so whatever we can do to help nurture one another and see each other with loving eyes and care for one another, man, I'm all about it. So those interested in being a part of this picture, please come to the podium. Guys. Thanks, sir. Folks on this side, please. We want to be right in the middle of it, right here.
We just want to
We just want to create balance. Well done. How about Benny over here? Or do you take over this bit right here? All right, ready for a picture?
All right, folks. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2.
Thank you very much. Is this my